Welcome back. This is Jess, and I am here with two returning guests. We have both a friend of the show, Sumi Vatsa.
Hi.
You were on maybe like beginning of January.
I was. It was so much fun. Thank you for having me back.
We had a great time, and we also have wife of the show, Miss Hillary is here with us.
HH.
HH, yes. Before we jump in, we obviously watched the Super Bowl halftime show together. You watched it.
I did.
Can we do like some hot takes on J-Lo, Shakira?
Yes, let's get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's roll up our sleeves or roll up our, booty shorts, right?
What did we think of Ramona's performance?
So I have to tell you that I was here for that entire performance. I thought it was amazing. I might have even gotten a little like teary, like let's hear it for Latin ladies in 2020. Like it was such this like I thought amazing pivotal moment, right?
It was very powerful at the end
Right?
when Shakira came. When at the very end, Shakira joined J-Lo on stage. Sure. That actually was pretty powerful. Seeing the two women together.
Yes,
that was. I really did like that moment.
Yeah, I thought it was really special. I wish I had not ruined it by going on Twitter.
What do you mean?
Well, you know what? I went on Twitter and I went on Facebook, just sort of like regular social media. And what I learned, unfortunately, was that a lot of people had this clutching their pearls moment. I mean, if you see what the cheerleaders are wearing for both of these teams, they're just like bra tops and
Can I tell you, I
skirts.
did didn't know who was playing in the Super Bowl. Like halfway, no, literally like 10 minutes into the party we were at, I was like, who's playing this game?
I actually still do not know. Maybe there were Chiefs.
There were some Chiefs.
Yeah,
They won,
They
right?
were both red. All I know is they were both. There was a
Lot of
a color of red.
Kansas City won, right?
Correct.
Who did
And,
they play?
San Francisco.
I watched the entire game. I was there with the 2 minute, like 2 minutes left in the game.
I mean, 2 minutes left in the game. I
The
don't know.
round, the inning, the
This has turned
fourth
into a
quarter.
sports
The
podcast.
quarter.
You guys.
The fourth quarter. Oh my
okay.
gosh. Am I the butchest one here? What's going on?
Okay, so going into this, I just wanted J-Lo to do it solo.
Sure.
Like, I really felt like she is a big enough star. Like, Timberlake did it solo.
Sure.
Gaga, Justin Timberlake,
Right.
and J-Lo, Beyonce. Like, they're all on the same level. Like, I'm not
Agreed.
sure why they paired her with Shakira.
I mean, I did think it was a Latin lady moment. I think that was sort of what they were going for. And I think they had, some Spanish language rapping going on, which, listen.
I didn't need that.
Yeah, who was that guy?
But here's the thing. I don't need rapping in general. I don't need the rapping. I don't know what they're saying in English. So to me, it made no difference. Cute.
But for me, that was just taking time from J-Lo. I rewatched it today, and she doesn't come on until like 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
I mean, all these other performers, like all the ones I just mentioned, they each got 13-minute halftime slots. Oh, Madonna did it alone. Well, actually, I think she had like a guest.
Okay, but J-Lo's a big star, but does she have enough hits to really carry a halftime show by herself?
Excellent
I don't
point.
know. She's a dancer. She's a performer. She's a dancer. She's got dinero, right? She's got.
That was
She had
so
to
that-
dig deep
I'm
into the catalog.
Jenny from the block
I'm
or
so
whatever.
She had
glad-
to dig deep.
Correct.
I'm
But
so glad you
Shakira,
mentioned-
Shakira. Everybody wanted to hear that.
That's right. It was fun.
That's one song. Name another Shakira song. Aside from Whenever, Wherever, name another Shakira song.
No clue.
I have no idea. But
So what, you're criticizing J-Lo's catalog and you can't
I'm just
name-
saying together they made a catalog.
correct.
Together they made.
There were so many J-Lo songs that I wanted. She did not sing Dinero.
You wanted her to sing what? I'm Real?
No, I wanted her to I'm going to give you the list of songs
Okay,
that
please.
I would have been thrilled
Please.
with. No, before it started, I said to our friend, I need to hear Dinero. I need to hear Play.
What's Play?
Play. Come, DJ, play my song.
That's a good song.
We played it at our wedding.
That's
But
a good
it's
song.
like it's okay. But it's kind of a slow song for Super Bowl halftime. I think
they could have medleyed it up. I think they could have put it in a medley. I think Play would have been a good one for a medley. You know, it's so interesting how a lot of feminists also looked at it and said, you know, well, this is unrealistic. This is not what women look like at 50. I'm like, listen, that bitch is 50 and that's what she looks like because she worked for it and I'm proud of her.
Right.
And
like it's real life.
Like that's real life. Like that is what she looks like. And granted, she's a dancer and she's an athlete.
Yeah.
She's an athlete. I think that's what we have to remember. Like if you look at, you know, if women's sports were as prevalent as male sports, do you know what I'm saying? I think that we wouldn't be so like about women's bodies. Like that woman is an athlete. That's all I have to say about that.
Totally.
Yeah.
I have to say, Hustlers is still my favorite movie of the year.
Oh my God, it was so good.
And I've now seen, I remember when you were on here last, we were chatting about Marriage Story and a couple other movies. I've now seen like a bunch of other movies. Hustler, nothing is more entertaining than Hustlers.
What else have you seen?
Bombshell.
Oh yeah, you saw that.
Did you see it?
I did see it. I loved it.
I thought it was really good.
I loved it. Yeah.
By the way, guy, Kate McKinnon plays a lesbian in the movie. Like this is, and she's played like kind of gay in like other, like in Ghostbusters.
Right. She was queer adjacent.
But this
probably.
was like it wasn't. It was as serious a role as she has like played yet.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Although
I mean,
it did seem like her and Margot Robbie were like kind of in another movie.
I mean,
Were they together in the movie?
For like a hot second.
It was, I mean, it was.
They like went on a date.
It was like, it was for like salacious, you know, sort of what. But I have to say that, like for me, it was well written but poorly directed. I didn't think it was well directed, Bombshell, and I thought the performances were super strong. Like I thought, like I mean, because you've got powerhouse after powerhouse.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
So I watched it here. I watched it here at home, and I knew what it was about, but I didn't know the cast before I started watching it.
Oh, you're kidding.
All I knew was Margot Robbie and Kate McKinnon were in it. That was all I knew.
Wow.
So I'm watching the movie and I see, you know, Megyn Kelly.
Sure.
And I'm like, who the hell? Because she looked so much like Megyn Kelly.
I thought it was her.
I mean,
when I first saw a clip, I thought it was her.
Did Charlize move bones in her face?
I literally
to make that work.
I paused the movie and I went and I looked up the cast and I was like, that's Charlize Theron.
I know.
I have to see it. I've only seen
You gotta see it.
the previews.
Her face is unbelievable.
I am
How did
shocked.
she do it?
They used prosthetics.
They had to,
and she
right?
put something, I think, in her mouth to like make her talk a certain way.
Oh, because the voice was spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on.
She, I believe, did have, it's my opinion that she had like an Oscar like nominated like worthy performance. I couldn't believe that Margot Robbie got nominated for an Oscar for that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that was one of those like she should have been nominated for something else, and they just like threw that one at her. You know how they do that on the Oscar with the Oscars?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's what that was.
Remember I, Tonya?
Oh, I do.
Best fucking movie that year.
So good.
Remember how obsessed we were?
That was an excellent.
Like she
film.
must have gotten nominated for that. Remember she was bringing Tanya Harding to all the awards?
She did. She did get nominated for that. Yeah, that was so crazy. And you're like, what? Like,
my final thought on J-Lo, my favorite bit of like her performance, how they did the green lights for Waiting for Tonight, like recreating the video. That and her daughter. Remember we were like, oh my God.
daughter. That was such a special moment. I couldn't believe it.
The whole Let's Get Loud moment. Yes. Of course, I love the green lights, the green lasers for Waiting for Tonight. Those were my two favorite bits.
I just think it was more like the crotch grabbing situation. But like, I mean, think of like, that's Michael Jackson. That's like so many things. Yeah. Isn't it the halftime show? Janet Jackson like showed her boob.
Totally.
Yes.
Okay, so
which really was JT's fault,
right? So like a little tongue action, like whatever.
Yeah.
People have seen more.
Yeah,
I was yesterday. Hillary like snuck up behind me, and she sees a lot of me watching a lot of strange things on my computer. She's always like, "What are you watching?" And it's like, "Why are you watching that?"
Yeah, kind of like, why are you spending your time that way? But,
right.
The thing she caught me doing yesterday was I rewatched like every halftime show for the past like 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
Because I was trying to figure out where did this J-Lo performance like fall. Listen. I'm sorry. Everyone, like our friend at our party was like, that's one of the best halftime shows I've seen. Listen. J-Lo was great. I have to take Shakira out because like I'm not emotionally drawn to her.
Yeah, we know you want to erase her.
We've made it abundantly clear.
Get it,
Shakira hater,
erased.
right?
Gaga,
yeah.
Beyonce,
yeah.
Even like Bruno Mars. These were all better.
Bruno Mars was incredible.
These were all better, and everyone hates that Justin Timberlake performance, the Justin Timberlake one, just from like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I think people slammed him for it, or it has like a really bad reputation. That was where he did the hologram of Prince. Prince had died.
Oh.
And he sang, didn't he sing Purple Rain?
Yeah, that was awkward. I remember that now. Yeah, that was awkward.
I have to say, Prince's Halftime was one of the ones that I rewatched today.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. It's pouring rain. They didn't anticipate rain, like whatever year this was.
Yeah.
And he's singing, like the stage is the symbol, and it's just like downpouring. And he played 4 different electric guitars during that performance. Like you got
the rain.
You have to YouTube singing Purple Rain. That's an amazing performance. Michael Jackson's is, I think, the first halftime show that I remember ever. I remember watching it at home, like in my parents' bedroom, and like being like, "Oh my God, this is a thing, like halftime show." Like, I think it may have been the first Super Bowl I ever watched. It was like 93.
I don't know that I remember Michael Jackson's.
Oh, I was
was
watching a clip of it. It was amazing. Am I the only one? Can I tell you, like, gun to the head, if somebody said, Jess, what's your favorite halftime performance of all time? I am going to say when it was NSYNC, Britney, and Aerosmith, when they did that when they performed Walk This Way together, and when Britney and Justin were together, like strutting, like, that is fucking iconic.
It is.
So good.
For me, it was Gaga.
Gaga's was amazing.
Way up there for me.
Gaga's was amazing.
Beyonce was amazing too.
Yeah, Beyonce was incredible.
Like, all of those are, to me, more powerful than the J-Lo.
Yeah.
And I love J-Lo, like, obviously, but it's not Beyonce bringing out Destiny's Child for the first time in a decade and a half.
Sure.
And it didn't feel as momentous as Gaga at like the peak of her, like pre-Stars Born, like at the peak of her, career.
I think if J-Lo had won the Globe, it may have felt
or
a
if
little
she was
different.
Nominated for an Oscar this weekend.
Right. It would have been a little different. I think there was something about the timing of it all.
She should have been nominated.
That's fair.
I agree.
That's fair.
I agree. I mean, I really think she should have won the Globe. I really do.
Yeah.
I don't know that there was a more Golden Globesy moment than Ramona on the pole. Yeah. Just saying. While Criminal is playing.
I'm ready for Hustlers too. Hillary always wants a sequel, no matter the movie.
You do?
No. Oh my gosh, I have the hardest time. When movies are over, if I really like it, I'm like, when is the second part coming out?
She wants a sequel to Carol. She wants a sequel to Carol.
When seasons end and I don't realize that it's the last episode and there's like a cliffhanger, I'm like torn up for
She had a breakdown when the L Word ended.
When the L Word, I was like, what? That was the last one?
She texted me because I wasn't here when it aired. She's like, was that the last one? And I'm like, yeah, it was the season finale. She's like, when's the new one coming out? I'm like, they haven't written it yet. Like, they need to write it, film it, edit it, market it.
But even still, I will check to see if there's like a bonus episode or something.
I'm like, babe, we're looking at like 2021. Like,
so funny.
You know what we watched last night? Speaking of, this is a good little transition. Last night we watched, actually you and I went out last night. We saw Judy Gold perform live, and then we came home. I came through the door. Hillary was 15 minutes into the Taylor Swift documentary.
Oh, tell me about that.
So I watched it. I wouldn't have watched it normally. I don't think I'm a fan, but I'm not like a super fan.
You're not a Swiftie or whatever.
No, I'm not a Swiftie, but I like her more recent stuff.
I'm famously not a fan.
Yeah, I know.
I listened. I listened to 1987 on repeat, but we
89
or whatever it was.
Right.
Busted.
She's younger than you think.
Busted.
I thought it was great though. Like I thought that it was a really nice message. I liked watching how hardworking she is. I mean, they could have just created it that way, but I feel like she really did show just how hard she's worked for everything. I also, I guess, didn't realize how she wrote everything.
Yeah.
I don't really pay that much attention to her. So, and then I didn't realize that she had all these struggles with eating and like how thin she was. Like, I just always thought she was just a thin person.
Me
like,
too.
I didn't,
Sure.
Same.
yeah, I like didn't really think about all of that stuff, but I thought it was good. Like, they definitely could have like, I think, gone a little bit deeper. They could have like pulled at heartstrings a little bit more. Like in Gaga's doc, it's like you can't help but like cry for her, you know? And it's just like, wow, you really see all the sacrifices she's making. With this, they tried to do some similar things where it's like they show her in the glory of, you know, a concert and then alone in her hotel room, like, you know, like the total shift from the experience, but it doesn't translate the same. She just seems like a really, really talented writer, a really talented person, but also like she had to work at it to become that. You can see like how her voice gets stronger and better. Yeah. But you can definitely, like, the thing I took away from it, she absolutely just continually challenges herself. Like, that's what I can see. Yeah. And she very much seems like it's something that she's the one who's driving that.
Right. It's interesting, I think, in all of these kinds of docs. I mean, I haven't seen this one yet, but I've seen Gaga's and I've seen Beyonce's, for example, which I think Beyonce's really deconstructs her as a manager, right? Like when you're watching, don't you think? Like, you know, you see her, like the way she manages her team. Like, it's just like you're kind of blown away because you don't think about Beyonce like in that way because she's always so quiet and stuff when, you know, she's sort of out on the circuit. She's just so red carpety, quiet, like reflecting light and being gorgeous and a goddess. But what I'm hearing you say about Taylor Swift is so interesting because it sounds like it really deconstructs her as an artist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but also too about the way she's perceived. Like a lot of the documentary is about how much in the beginning she cared so much about validation from others, what other people thought of her, so much so that she feels like she made some decisions or didn't represent herself or like her true following the way she should have. And then later in the documentary it shows her almost like arguing with her managers and the people who represent her, saying like, this is what I need to stand up for. And I should have before
to come out in support of, it was the guy. Oh no, it was
a woman
to come out against the woman who was running for
Tennessee.
Was it the mayor?
I don't know what she was running for. I can't remember, but she was very much like, you know, she wants to deny same-sex equality, basically.
And also just general rights for women.
Yeah, and they basically
awesome.
It seems like they wanted her to like stay out of it.
They wanted her to stay completely neutral so she could appeal to every single facet of any fan base.
Yeah.
And she
was really passionate about it.
They didn't want to politicize her anyway.
So you see her. This was the part of the documentary that I found to be compelling. Like you actually see her like crafting like the Instagram message and like pressing send and then like receiving all the responses.
Wow.
And then of course the fallout is that it turned out that this woman got elected anyway. But
then people made fun of her for that. Like, oh, Taylor's, you know, her opinion didn't matter, or, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't remember what it was that they were saying, but.
As somebody who, I don't connect with her music. Like, her music just isn't it doesn't speak to me. I don't really relate to.
You're not a 15-year-old girl. I mean, it is young music, right? I mean, I feel like some of it is kind of fun to listen to, like if you're in a Soul Cycle class, and
right.
You know what I mean. It's the right mix. You can dance, but the meaning behind it, particularly the earlier stuff that I know better, 1989, it is very like girly and like, you know, the kinds of issues you have as a young person. And at this age, like, we don't have those issues or challenges.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's why you don't connect to it? Or is it the music of it?
It's both.
Oh, it is.
Like, I don't, she's got like a few bops that I like, but like aside from that, like I've never listened to an album front to back.
Yeah.
I do like the single Lover. I do like that one song.
Yeah.
But that having been said, is like an official non-fan, I have to say that she did say a few things in the documentary that I did find relatable. Like she was talking about how, basically saying, you know, how can I care about what, you know, millions of people on the internet are saying about me when my mother is sick with, I think her mother has cancer.
She had cancer.
She had cancer. And she's like, how can I, there were moments that were very relatable. Yeah, I was able to kind of connect with her on that level. I did find that they totally over dramatized. Like, they basically cast the whole Kanye, Mike, Mike,
that thing.
That this is the defining trauma that she's had in her life. And it's like, listen.
Right.
As a movie, if I'm going to critique this as a pop star documentary, not only is this not Madonna Truth or Dare, which is like the gold standard. I mean, like, that is
for sure.
This, that is like the understatement of the century. Okay, correct. This doesn't even come close, like Hillary said, to Gaga 5'2". This is like, it feels like a Lifetime movie, but it was good. I think like fans of hers will like it, and I'm glad I watched it. But
I mean, I have one very small Taylor Swift tidbit to share from a New York City real estate perspective. So a colleague of mine, this is really interesting, had a listing in Tribeca, and it was told that Taylor wanted to look at the property because she wanted to look at it for her mom. But she wanted to see if you could see from the property she was looking at for her mom, if from that home you could see her home. Because she also had an apartment in Tribeca, famously like $5 million, $6 million, whatever it was. It was a very expensive apartment at the time, like for somebody of her age and her stature, because it was one of those things where she wasn't rich overnight, but it kind of felt that way, right? Like all of a sudden she's buying like, a $6 million apartment in Tribeca in Manhattan. What is going on? So he called me. He said, "Girl, you are never going to believe this." And I was like, "What's going on?" So they had to sneak her in. This was right at the height of like where paparazzi was all over her, and she was really, she was a young girl, and like she didn't want so much attention to be paid to her. So what she did, and I know this is true, like hand to God, because it's a very good friend, she put herself in a suitcase.
What?
She put herself in a suitcase, and her assistant or whatever, the person that was like her handler, shows up to the listing appointment with a suitcase and goes, "Okay, let's go up." Goes up, and she climbed out of the suitcase.
That's amazing.
To look at the apartment. Isn't that incredible?
Yes.
Because she just didn't want paparazzi to catch her, on the street, like coming in and out. Because also, they didn't want anybody to know that she was even considering this apartment for her mother. Because it would have been her second apartment that she was buying in Tribeca for many, many millions of dollars.
Right.
So
I have to say, Hillary and I did something very special. We saw Erika Jayne in Chicago.
You did?
Yes. And last night when we were walking through Times Square, do you notice that Erika Jayne is on the side of every trash can?
I have noticed that. Yeah.
Amazing.
Every trash can.
Yeah, these trash cans in Times Square.
Wow, Chicago's going all out. They're like buying ad space on trash cans.
It is. Erika Jayne is just Times Square.
That's big money.
Isn't it almost done? Isn't she? Or did she renew?
End of March. She's through end of March.
I thought she was only here for 6 weeks.
No.
Oh, so I would go see it again because...
You would?
Yes.
She's Roxy Hart, right?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah, I would want to see it again. She was just finding herself.
Yeah.
So like she was just finding her way. We went on opening night.
Oh,
it was filled to the brim. This was like an exciting moment. Yeah, like we overheard, the regular
with all Real Housewives fans.
Oh yeah.
The staffers were like, just like when we were, ushers, I guess you'd say.
Sure.
When we were just like waiting for the bathroom or getting a drink. I even said like, is it usually this busy? They were like, I mean, Chicago's always busy, but like not like this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. I mean, I think let's give a little like review of.
I want to hear.
So, are you familiar with Chicago?
I'm very familiar. Yeah.
You've seen the play?
I've seen the play. I've seen the movie. I've seen it all.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mention it all.
Okay. What would you? Let's grade her on three counts.
Okay.
We're gonna grade her on acting, dancing, and singing.
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna compare grades. Okay. Acting.
A-?
Yeah, I would give her like a B+. She was like surprisingly.
That's impressive.
Surprisingly like good actress.
Wow.
Yeah. She was great.
Because that's a very meaty role.
Oh, it's the but the co-lead.
Just from an acting perspective, I mean, yeah, you have to be able to dance and sing, but you have to really be able to act.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a good actress.
Yeah.
A- B+. Okay,
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Dancing. And you are the professional dancer in this group, so.
So dancing, I think I'd probably give her a B.
Why?
I am going to roll into dancing. I'm going to roll just her body language, and she was very fidgety. I found her to be very fidgety.
Nervous?
She just kept adjusting her outfit, and I don't know. I was thinking, I need to get to know this story a little bit better. I remember seeing the movie before, but did this character always is she really super shy and she's adjusting her stuff all the time? I don't know if it was part of the character.
No.
So she was clearly maybe a little bit insecure, uncomfortable or something. So she was adjusting her outfit, and that bothered me. And then I just feel like she could have maybe just put a little bit more pizzazz in the movement or something.
If she razzle dazzle.
Just given a little bit
if she wasn't distracted by that, she would have
I don't know if that was that was distracting her just during the show, period. But yours?
I would give the dancing. I was impressed.
No,
with
I was
the dancing.
impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Particularly the last song, when she does what is the name of the last song? I'm blanking on it. It's the final number with Velma when they open up their double act. That was amazing. The closing number of the show, got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
It was great.
Who's her Velma in this?
Do
we know?
She's incredible. I don't know
An
who she is,
amazing Broadway actress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
She was phenomenal. Yeah.
That original role was Cheetah Rivera, right?
Yeah.
Cheetah Rivera, and then, of course...
Catherine Zeta-Jones in the movie.
Right, Catherine Zeta-Jones in the movie.
Whoever that actress was had this incredible presence. Her voice was just whoa.
Yeah. She was an amazing singer and dancer.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Okay. This is where my criticism really comes in. The singing from Erika Jayne. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
She would probably get a B, but I think that it's higher now. I bet you she's much better now. Her voice didn't carry very well.
Yeah.
And when I watched it when we watched the movie a little bit, I could see that she probably really studied the way that
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, maybe the way she was doing it, and some of the songs, she just was so soft. There was a stark difference between her singing and then someone else singing. They just carried the room much better. So I don't think I kept feeling okay, they need to turn her mic up, or she needs to just execute it a little bit better. I feel like she was good. I just feel like she could be better.
She really, yes, it was very much like Renee's performance in the movie. You can tell, because we just watched the movie the other day to compare. And I mean, that movie is so goddamn good.
It's so good.
It is. When that movie came out,
Damn you, Harvey Weinstein. Damn you to hell.
I was obsessed with Chicago when in 2002 when this movie came out, and I was so happy when it won the Oscar.
Rob Marshall is brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And she does capture a lot of the breathiness. It's almost like a Marilyn Monroe type
absolutely
style.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think during it, and I think I even said to you during the show, I thought Erika Jayne could sing. Erika Jayne's a singer.
She is.
But I wanted more. She has that she has the guttural,
she has pipes
voice to, if she can she can belt out that it's expensive to be me. Granted, it's all computerized and they're tweaking the hell out of it. But I just have to believe that she has a stronger voice than what we heard that night. Let's go again. You should come with us. I would come
with you. Yeah, I'd love to.
Let's go.
Also, they needed to update the cups.
Hillary
really gave the guy at the bar hell.
Hillary loves a souvenir from a Broadway show.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah, she has a Mean Girls little cup that she'll then take around around town. She'll leave the apartment with it. And literally when she went and got her a drink, it's the actress who played Velma, like this amazing woman, but like that's not Erika Jayne. Like we want Erika Jayne on the cup.
Just so you understand, when you said cups, did you see my mind racing? I was like,
I knew that Sumi did not understand what you were saying.
I was like, is she talking about bras? What is she talking about?
No, we need Erika
No,
Jayne
like
on the cup.
Yeah, like the drink.
The
cup.
drinks.
Yeah, I understand.
The souvenir cup.
I was like, they don't wear
The
weird
guy was
bras.
really funny though. He was just like, "Yeah, sorry, lady, there's no Erika on these, but that'll be 21." Yeah.
Let's go. I mean,
Yeah.
do you think maybe it was just her like getting adjusted to the acoustics and
It was her opening night.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure she gets better every single day.
I propose I want to go her closing night because it's going to be equally as exciting. That's what I want to do.
If it's not sold out already.
Oh, please.
interesting bookends. You know, I mean, it might be sold out.
No.
No.
I want to go. I want to go closing night. I think that would be amazing. Yeah. You know, the cast already went.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I saw that on Insta.
But I think it'd be fun to go closing night. Something I did this weekend, Saturday night, I went to Bitch Sesh live.
Oh,
You've
really?
listened to Bitch Sesh, right?
I do.
It is. I love Danielle Schneider and Casey Wilson. They're the hosts of Bitch Sesh, and it was great. I'd never seen Bitch Sesh live. I've seen Juicy Scoop live like a bunch. Oh yeah, you've come with us to see that.
Yeah.
It was amazing. They come out singing the Vanderpump Rules theme song, holding martini glasses. Okay, like you know that it's our time. Like while the Vanderpump Rules credits are playing on a huge. This is a town hall.
That's amazing.
Okay, this is town hall. Like guys, this is like a venue that. It's a very like big respected venue.
Yes.
Like it's like a musical, like it's the real deal. So it's just amazing. Jerry O'Connell was their guest.
He was.
And I didn't know that. Like, you know, it's not like advertised.
Sure.
He's in a Broadway show now.
He is. What's he in?
It's called Soldier's Play.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He's supposed to be very good.
So he you know, they recapped the episode isn't even out yet. But they did like Pump Rules and Housewives of New Jersey. And also honestly, the recaps were like they barely touched on like the shows.
Yeah.
Like 3/4 of the way through Jerry O'Connell's like time like hanging with them. I have no idea how Jerry even like orchestrated this, or at least I don't remember quite how it naturally even flowed in the conversation. But all of a sudden he's like, I actually have a surprise for you girls, for Casey and Danielle. And he's like, I want to bring out a friend. He goes, he's fresh off a plane. He's weighing it, just saying all this random. He was weighing in at a lean 162 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Andy Cohen. And Andy comes on stage.
What?
They are totally shocked and surprised, like falling to their knees. And it's just Andy. And they're like, wait, like we thought you were in Miami. He's like, yeah, I was. He was doing like some pre-Super Bowl thing. This was before this was the Saturday night. He was done. He's like, yeah. I just got off a plane. He goes, I'm going to see a show with my parents tonight.
Aww.
So he was like on the way, and he's close with Jerry. So Jerry was like, you should come crash it. And he's like, I really want to do that. He was on stage for maybe like 15 minutes. It was so fun. He talked about the firings of Vicky.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yes.
He said that because the Tamra one-on-one on his like Instagram live, you guys watched that, right?
I did. I watched it.
Yeah. I know you've had like gone through a real like 5 stages of grief with.
Well, I understand Vicky completely, but I haven't like watched her stuff as much for some reason as much as I've watched the Tamra stuff.
Tamara's the harder one for me too. I relate.
Well, because I just was like, why?
I know.
I think she's such good TV.
I do too.
But okay. So what did he say?
So he said that because people were so intrigued by this like interview that he like did with her, which was like an accident. It wasn't meant to be. He was just, he does that. Like he'll invite people into his Instagram live, like fans.
Yeah.
He said that he's seriously considering having in the contracts basically a line saying, should this contract not get picked up, you will do an exit interview with me that will be
on
aired.
Instagram.
Well, no, I'm sure like on TV, like on Watch What Happens Live or whatever. Like kind of,
If
or
people care enough.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
I mean,
so what do you think is going on?
I don't need an
with
exit
her?
interview from Cindy Barbershop or Barbara Kay, but
Right, exactly. So, like, well, she never
really was.
Yeah, but what do you think is happening with Tamra? Like, why is she like, oh, I'm going through something? Maybe her daughter. I don't know.
Didn't the daughter just want her completely off TV?
The daughter just wanted completely away from her. Period.
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was because she was on the show.
Really?
That was my understanding.
That was also my understanding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought
Okay,
that there
then
was.
I don't know Tamra very well, I guess.
I don't think her.
I'm going to call her. I'll call her now.
Give her a jingle.
But yeah, Bitch Sesh, it's so I mean, my expectations were like, I knew it was going to be fun, but this like so exceeded my expectations. Oh, they had do you know this actor Adam Pally?
Yes, I love him.
He's like good friends with them.
Yeah, Happy Endings.
Yes, Happy Endings, their show.
Great show, yeah.
So they reenacted a classic scene from Beverly Hills where it was he played Kelsey Grammer and Danielle Schneider played Camille Grammer. It was them from season 1 in the car to the Tonys. Okay, so that scene they reenact like they have the script in front of them, and he's doing a full like Fraser Crane voice. So that was amazing. And then they also reenacted like all of them, including Jerry O'Connell. They reenacted just the recent New Jersey scene with Margaret and Danielle with the hair pull, which was actually like breakdown hilarious. It was like beyond hilarious.
That sounds like heaven.
It was so good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was great. Maybe like the last thing I'll touch on is how aware are either of you? I mean, babe, we haven't talked about this at all, but all day today I've been listening to Jessica Simpson's audiobook of her memoir.
So my good friend Carrie Thornton, I'm giving a shout out to Carrie, was her editor.
No way.
So we can you should have Carrie on your podcast, by the way.
Ooh.
Because
oh my God.
she has done Amy Poehler, she's done everybody.
Oh wow.
But she was like,
what has she said about the book?
First of all, she said, Sumi, you have to read this book.
You
you cannot believe what
it's a barn burner.
She's like, you
is?
can't believe what a
Yes.
surprise. Like, it's just like surprises every page.
Why surprises though? Like she has a brain?
No, she definitely doesn't have a brain. No, that I'll tell you.
Come on, Hillary.
Yeah.
Please.
She's definitely like as bright as you think she is.
Okay.
However, I mean, listen,
Chicken of the sea.
Listen,
Right.
she obviously has
That's what I was thinking.
has, a ghostwriter for this. But it's surprising how much she reveals. I mean, to me, the most fascinating stuff
About John?
The John Mayer. To me, yes. You just hit the nail on the head. To me, I feel like that's the area of her life that we know the least about.
Sure.
So therefore, it's the most intriguing because he's a real celebrity. He's not a Nick Lachey. Like, I don't care about Nick Lachey. I mean, I do.
I mean, he had his moment.
But John Mayer is.
He's a superstar.
Come on.
He's a superstar.
Does John Mayer speak out about this? Like, has he?
I don't think he's said anything.
Okay. And then is this like she talks about their divorce, Nick and
she goes through everything. I mean, it's basically the chronology of like her music career and then how she met Nick, their marriage, the reality show, and then
her father. Does she talk about?
No.
Do we know about? Okay.
No.
Interesting.
It's interesting. Well, granted, I just started it today.
Yeah.
But I like jumped straight to Nick Lachey. Like I don't need to know about her upringing. Like I get it.
so you didn't even listen to
She's Christian. She's a virgin. I know, but no, I want to get to John Mayer. Like I don't need to know. Like I got to the good stuff.
Oh,
I'll go back, but I needed to like.
Will you?
Yeah. No, you don't.
No, but I needed to like get. Oh my God, she was like totally in love with Johnny Knoxville on the set of Dukes of Hazzard. Yes.
No.
She said she felt so much more emotionally fulfilled by this like pseudo romance she had with Johnny Knoxville than she did with Nick Lachey.
What's a pseudo romance?
Like I don't think they were ever really together, but they were like in love with each other. She was still married to Nick.
So she like loved watching him like slide down a hill in a cart, in a grocery cart, and bust his face.
Very romantic.
They did the movie together.
No, I'm sure. He's a real person, but whatever.
Sort of.
Okay.
I don't know. Remember when he but he's always hurting his balls and
yes,
his penis.
Yes,
it's always about his balls and his penis. He has children, surprisingly.
I mean, I used to watch that show. I won't lie.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
No one loves slapstick more than Hillary.
I love.
No one loves slapstick.
That's true.
She loves watching people hurt themselves.
I do.
Loves it. It's her favorite thing.
I really do. Show me somebody tripping. It's the best thing I've ever seen. If I open my Instagram and that's what's a model walking down a runway falling over her heel,
Hillary's
it's the best way to start my day.
Hillary's Instagram Explore page is all people just falling or slamming into something.
Well, yeah, if you look at my Instagram, it's search stuff. It's either people falling or puppies.
But it seems like what I'm really in the thick of the John Mayer stuff now that she's talking to me about, because I'm listening to the audiobook. And it really seems like this is where the alcoholism stemmed from. Basically he mind fucked her for at least a year. She says that they broke up and got back together at least 10 times. She was so intimidated by his intelligence that she would just drink to try and keep up with him. She felt like she couldn't keep up with him.
Sure.
He would start talking about his watch collection, and then it would move into just the construct of time, and then what does it mean to be wearing it on your hand, and then she would just be this is going into a vortex.
I mean, is that intelligent, or is he just really into weed?
Yeah, that's a stoner.
You think is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a little bit weed chat.
He's sober. He may not be a stoner.
What?
Really?
Or he definitely doesn't drink.
He's sober now?
He's sober now.
Was he
probably
sober
wasn't
then?
sober
No,
then.
probably not then. No.
Right.
Okay.
Just saying. The concept of time and why I'm wearing it on my wrist.
Yes,
I mean,
but a timepiece and the weight of time on your. I can't.
Pass me the joint.
And I love John Mayer, but no mention of the gay dad. I mean, of course, it's all about Joe Simpson, but she doesn't get into the fact that he's gay.
Right.
Do you remember when Joe Simpson took that? He's a photographer now.
I didn't actually.
He's a photographer now, and he shot a photo shoot in a very early episode, maybe season 2 of Vanderpump Rules. He shot Tom Sandoval. You see, yes, Tom Sandoval goes to Joe Simpson's studio, and they have a whole photo shoot, and he puts him in these weird outfits. You got to find that.
That sounds very gay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
It's amazing. But this book so far, it's just interesting. She basically says how she had to perform at the Kennedy Center Honors, in front of Dolly Parton, who's her hero. And John Mayer broke up with her that day. Awesome. So she got wasted and forgot the lyrics to the songs. And so she had to walk off stage, and there's a picture of her, Dolly Parton, and maybe some other big other, country legends. And she says that she can't even look at the photo because it's such a reminder of that horrible time. Did you watch that interview she did on Ellen?
Yes.
A few years ago.
Yes.
So I had never
But I
seen
didn't
that.
ever think it was alcohol. I thought it was pills.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, people are accusing now that she's doing on this press tour. Well, she's clearly wasted in that interview from 2017.
Yeah.
People are accusing her now of being on pills, or she's clearly on Xanax or something, because she does speak weird. Her mouth moves.
It always did, though.
She has 3 kids now?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And all those shoes.
Yes. She's a billionaire.
She's a billionaire, right?
Yeah. But the best thing, digging into all this stuff, the best thing I have seen is Nick Lachey and Vanessa Manillo. Her name used to be Vanessa Manillo, but now it's Vanessa Lachey.
Yeah, correct.
So they actually have a new Netflix dating show.
They do?
Yes. It's called Love is Blind or something, where basically, whatever, it's irrelevant.
Okay.
So they have this Netflix dating show.
Yeah.
They together were just on the Today Show a few days ago. In the interview, because now the timing is they're on this press tour and Jessica is on this press tour for her book. They're on the Today Show, and Hoda says, to Nick, or brings up it's great that you have a positive relationship with Jessica and after all these years. She goes, she was on here and, she said how sweet it was that you had sent her like a gift for like maybe like a birth of one of her children or congratulating them on something.
Right.
So the interview's going on. Like a minute later, Vanessa goes, wait, she's like, what are you talking about? She's like, she goes, I don't have her address. She goes, we didn't send her a gift.
No.
So it was like an awkward moment.
How
and they laughed it off, like the two of them. And it's like,
why would she say that though? Just like with it.
I think she was caught off guard.
Okay.
But he was like nodding. It's like maybe he told his assistant
that's probably
to like send something.
Yeah.
But it was like quite a moment.
Oh.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing though.
That is kind of amazing.
I definitely want to listen to the book now.
So I did not know that Kim Richards wrote a memoir. It's coming out in April.
Can we please go to that book signing?
It's it's called The Whole Truth.
I want the whole truth.
Jessica's open book.
Yes.
The Whole Truth. These are like not original.
Ramona Coaster.
Life on the Ramona Coaster. That's a classic. But I will definitely read Kim Richards' book. But
are she and Kyle talking to each other right now? Do we know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were all like chumming at BravoCon.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I wonder if they will be after April.
Right.
Ooh.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for that.
I want her take about the limo moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And how Kyle stole her goddamn house.
Right. I want to hear all about that. I need like
I hope that's a chapter, yes.
But I think the best book that is coming out this year, that there's no release date yet, Mariah's memoir is coming out by the end of 2020.
Stop it.
No title, no date. She's probably upstate New York right now, pen to paper, writing that thing.
I mean, well, somebody is anyway, not her.
No,
maybe.
I think
You think she's
a
writing
writer.
it?
Oh yeah, she's a writer.
Well, she's a songwriter.
I think she's writing it.
She's a poet.
I don't think she's lifting her hand to do that.
Why?
I think she's laying in a wheelchair while somebody writes the book for her.
Wheelchair.
All right, guys.
Yeah, because or a movable hospital bed.
Honey, where can people, if people want to look at you online, where can they go to do that?
They can't.
You are unavailable. You are unavailable online.
You don't want to share your credentials? You don't want to be found?
My face has been blurred. Hila does Insta.
HILA does Insta. And Sumi.
You can find me on Compass, Sumi at Compass, but also on Insta, I'm team.mouse.nyc.
Yeah, anybody who, if you're moving to New York and you want a cute little apartment, hit up Sumi. She'll help you.
Give me
Or
a
a big one.
Or a big one. I'm doing a $5 million apartment right now. So
boom.
Look out.
If you're looking for a studio to share with 5 roommates, or if you're Taylor Swift looking to buy in Tribeca, I have your girl right here.
I can put you in a suitcase.
Thanks, guys. Bye.